to trick my mom. I rented a girlfriend for 199 yuan to bring home for the new year. I posted the photo in the family group chat. As a result, my older cousin and my second cousin freaked out. She was rocking YSL shoes with a Dior watch and a Vacheron Constantin. I couldn't help but chuckle 666, and I was also aware of the whole drama. When I was in school, my mom told me not to date early. After I graduated and started working, my mom urged me to get married quickly. The journey in between was skipped. It is just like casually grabbing someone off the street to live with. Since he is playing me for a fool, I need to head back to Beijing. This new year, I just rented a girlfriend online to bring home. Welcome to the girlfriend rental service. Are you sure you want this project that's unfilial and has no afterthought? I hit confirm. That guest came up and immediately used a posh voice. She called me daddy in a sultry voice. I was stunned and thought I must be deaf. What is this play? I'm looking for a girlfriend, not a daughter to raise. Here, we go straight into the relationship without the dating phase. Here's a daughter for you. After all, pushing for marriage is just pushing for kids, right? I quietly turned down this option that seemed quite tempting. I'll take an honest person, please. The customer service rep looked pretty disappointed. Okay, you picked the most boring honest guy. This service is just perfect. This is a popular honest girlfriend that parents love. She has a flawless face. Her resume is a notch above the average woman's. Parents are absolutely pleased after seeing her. But I can't say what kind of things such a person might do behind the scenes. I stress that I picked her because she was cheap, just 199, and that included the ride. Who could say no to such a price? Clearly, I am not their target VIP customer. The customer service's tone turned icy. Because this is a promotional event, we're not liable for any accidents that might happen. You can only afford a monkey with the price of a banana. Even if a real monkey shows up, that would work too. It might even scare my mom into fainting. It would totally scare him from pushing for marriage, hitting two birds with one stone. Bus stop at the People's Hospital. At 10 in the morning, I glanced around. All I saw was a tall, leggy beauty. She stood at the hospital entrance, looking bewildered. She seems to be waiting for someone. I felt like I was struck by some surprise. It is simply unbelievable. Who knew that honest people could look this good? I'd just take 18 of them back to my hometown. I want my mom to see how cool my life in the city really is. I darted right up to her, introducing her as my black girlfriend. The beautiful girl was taken aback. Wait. Are you asking if I'm your girlfriend? I nodded, of course, but then she looked a bit suspicious. Or, do you have other boyfriends? I paid 199 for a full day. He can't just stay with me for the first half, and then leave for the second half. I'm not really that, sorry. I bumped my head in an accident. I don't remember things very clearly. She seems a little lost. I don't recall you. Once again, it was to help me get used to this rental girlfriend service. They even specially set up an amnesia storyline. It was thoughtful of me to naturally take his hand, a gentle pat on his arm for reassurance. No worries, we can take our time to get to know each other on this trip. This should help jog your memory, to prevent any slip-ups before meeting my mom. How could I possibly not have a script ready for this rented girlfriend? Let me go over our itinerary with you. First, we'll take this bus to the station and then switch to a long-distance bus. Finally, we can take a ride share to my house. She had a confused look on her face. Why does it have to be so complicated? Can't we just go straight to the airport? I was getting her ready to catch the bus. Just check with the airport, and you'll find out. I couldn't resist casually bragging about my family's wealth. The airport is really huge. You've definitely never seen one like it. He nodded, in agreement. The development back home is pretty good. Airports overseas really aren't that large. Are foreign airports really that good? That is awesome. My girlfriend and I have shared interests. By the way, did you catch that? Just a moment ago, I heard something down there calling for me. Where did that person go? I didn't see anyone for your own good. I took him onto the bus. He shook his head upon hearing this. Oh well. I don't know either. I am very graceful, at 1.8 meters tall. We got to know each other at a gathering. You had a crush on me at first sight. You fell head over heels for me. Then he went crazy, chasing after me. We ended up together. Remember that. May, since it is all just a story, how about making the story a bit more fun? He even pulled out a memo, while jotting down notes with a serious face. Don't forget, the night of the confession, you deceived me into going up the mountain to see the fireworks. Then you took out a huge bouquet of roses from the car. Oh, I already figured out what you were up to, but I still acted as if I was very surprised. I was lost in my beautiful daydreams. He nodded and asked once more, "Do I need to come up with a name for the mountain too?" It wasn't intended to be included in the script. I am used to climbing mountains. Just say the name of the mountain. Maybe I'll recall it. The mountain doesn't really matter. What is really important is that you hold the rose and say you like me. And then, I joyfully accepted. Meanwhile, fireworks lit up the night sky. We enjoyed a long kiss. It was just so romantic. Since everything is ready, I have to tell the story to the audience. However, the only audience member didn't react with enthusiasm. Her fingers tapping on the notes seemed a bit hesitant. Her lowered eyelashes trembled slightly. What does a kiss feel like? I stole a glance at her. Women's lips aren't thin at all. Quite the opposite. The lovely lip contours appear quite full, create the perfect curve of the lip line. They look incredibly kissable. I randomly asked if there was an extra fee. He tilted his head, looking confused. Extra charge? No charge. So, are you trying to flirt with me? Damn. It took me 10 years to figure it out. That shy little girl I pinched in elementary school had a crush on me. This time, I am definitely not going to be oblivious. I just closed my eyes and went in for the kiss. Honestly, I am not really great at kissing either. I awkwardly pressed my lips against hers, just as I was about to pull away after a few seconds. Out of nowhere, someone cupped my cheek. I felt a strange sensation on my lips. The other person was sucking on my lips. My lips parted. That tongue came at me like a researcher on a mission. I ran my tongue all over my upper jaw and lips. Her collar has a lovely scent. The fabric of the clothes feels incredibly soft, even though we're sitting at the back of the bus. The bus isn't crowded yet I could still feel a slight ache in my face. It took him quite a while to finally let go. I pursed my lips. A smile danced in my eyes. I don't remember it, but it felt nice. After I got off the bus, I met up with the girlfriend I rented. It's clear that she has become a lot more familiar with me. The arm I was holding onto felt much less stiff. Now, she even accepted it when I practically draped half of myself over her. Suddenly, she pointed out the close distance between us. I never expected to play this type for you. He actually had the nerve to comment on his own stubbornness. I angrily yanked my hand away, but I was silently pulled back. Our fingers intertwined. I didn't mean to say there was anything wrong with you. I was just a little surprised. You don't look like someone who can keep me grounded. I'm explaining why I've been acting this way. It's to help her get used to it. We have to meet. My mom. Of course. We should show some affection in front of her, to make it look like we're in a good relationship. He held my hand and fell behind. I turned around, puzzled, but I saw her just standing there like a frozen statue, stuck here, unable to move. We're off to see Auntie. Right. We did plan for today this morning. No worries. It'll just take a day. I'll let him know tomorrow that you have something on. I'll drive you back to the city. I'm really sorry. It's completely my fault. I can't remember a thing. Her expression, for some reason, is unclear to me. She looks like she's in a lot of pain. We're going to see Auntie. Is it because we've gotten to the point of talking about marriage? I was influenced by his seriousness. I couldn't help but speak softly. Yes. This trip has to make my mom feel that way. You seem like a reliable partner for marriage. Shishi. This way, I can put it off for a few more years. In the end, I'll just tell her I broke up. She pulled me onto the bus. She began talking on the phone with others. He casually asked me a confirming question. This bus goes to the airport. This bus heads to my home. The airport is just beside my home. That is pretty much it. I nodded. He kept talking on the phone. I simply shut my eyes and dozed off. In my dream, someone was constantly talking. Is it suitable to give some jade and gold jewelry when meeting my mother-in-law for the first time? Do I need to carry cash too? Isn't this a bit too heavy? Didn't I tell you that I am dating someone? It is okay. I generally don't like discussing personal stuff. Get it ready and send it to me quickly, please. Oh, I still need to ask for the address. My lovely dream was interrupted. My rented girlfriend woke me up. What is your home address? Why do you need to ask for the address? Are you worried? I'll take her to the mountains. It is a little rundown village that can't even get deliveries. How am I supposed to know the exact address? I know the way even without an address. You can just follow me. She looked a bit more serious. So it is a confidential unit. I guess the gift will have to wait for a bit. It is amusing to play abstract games at your place. Just come back to the old house and visit the old lady with me. She won't hold it against you. She gave a deep nod. I woke up from a nap to find a new number saved in my phone. It was saved as Suwon Ning. She explained that she had just returned to the country and got a new number. I've saved yours too. What a crazy name for a female lead in a novel. I couldn't help but speak up. Isn't the acting too obvious this way? How about you take my last name? That way, my mom won't have to worry about the kid's last name. Su Wan Ning pondered for quite a while. The baby probably can't manage it right now. My family is pretty strict about things. Why is she being so serious about an impromptu act? I sulked a bit. Oh, what will I say when my mom asks? Just say the kid has my last name and keep it low-key. She couldn't understand why it felt a bit awkward. She whispered that it was fine. Oh, I can't recall your name. He looked up at me with sincerity. Chen Wei, the tips of the reeds are quite disappointing. The disappointing feathers belong to the chickens that my mom feeds. Spotting a patch of reeds next to me, I just casually mentioned it. I noticed how she can really provide emotional support. I happily patted his head. It's really hard for me to give you a tip. What does a tip mean? Su Wan Ning has been overseas for too long. She doesn't really know the customs back home. She pulled out her phone to look up. When do boyfriends typically give money to their girlfriends? The top-rated answer is about bride price. She nearly broke her phone. She stepped off the bus. She could catch a rideshare to the village. The road was covered in sand and impassable. Su Wan Ning and I were waiting for a ride by the mountain road. At last, we managed to flag down a pickup truck. The old man shifted some farm produce in the truck bed. An overly friendly person greeted us two young folks, inviting us to the village up ahead. That couple answered loudly. He skillfully assisted Su Wan Ning into the back of the car. With his long legs, he had no choice but to curl up pitifully amidst a crowd and bags of fertilizer from the pig farm. He awkwardly glanced at me. Babe, aren't we headed to the airport? Why is she so obsessed with that airport? Maybe my girlfriend is Aiken. I have to dodge him when he talks about chicken. You take a deep breath in. He obediently inhaled deeply. I asked him if he could smell anything. Her pretty face crinkled a bit. The teacher said it smelled a little bad. And that's right, the strong presence of chicken droppings was in the air, indicating how far I was from home. It was a bumpy ride all the way to the village entrance. Su Wan Ning looked very pale when she got out of the car. I noticed he wasn't feeling well. He quickly brought her to his cherished airport. He appeared incredibly proud. See, this is my family's airport. Pretty impressive, right? In our village, this is the very first one. A lot of young and pretty women. After checking out my family's airport, they all said they would like to marry me. But my mom looked down on them, saying they were too materialistic, and turned them all down. But for Su Wan Ning, I suddenly realized that having an airport was really nice. Those guys who claim women are gold diggers are just those who don't have money. I am really proud to be able to impress a gorgeous lady. Su Wan Ning gazed at the expansive airport before her. It feels like there are 1,000 chickens, clucking loudly in my ears. Cluck, cluck, cluck. I grabbed one of the shockingly fat chickens and stuffed it into her arms. I am really happy that you like chickens too, and you have your own thoughts on it. This chicken really has the most authentic chicken flavor. It has a delightful aroma. Its weird texture makes its feathers bristle. The chicken scratched at it with its sharp claws. It couldn't catch the feathers that fluttered in its face. He felt lightheaded, as if the world was spinning around him. I saw Su Wan Ning's face change colors into a spectrum: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I couldn't hold it back, and ended up bending over to throw up. Have you really forgotten where you come from? Just because you went to the city for a bit, isn't that a bit too pampered? That is what I thought. But since someone is vomiting, I can't just leave them be. Since my mom isn't home, I brought Su Wan Ning in. I helped her rinse her mouth and then gave her some warm water. She even wiped her face with a warm towel. The woman's pretty face was turned rosy from the steam. Her nose tip was red, and her eyelids were also flushed. Anyone who didn't know better might think I had made her cry. This trip might really be challenging. I lowered my voice and reassured her. Don't worry, I'll get you a cab when we return. She remained expressionless, staring at me blankly for a bit. I noticed her thick eyelashes looked quite heavy. Those heavy lashes even had a slight glimmer, hinting that she might have been crying. This can't be right. I was half kneeling in front of her, holding up the towel. In a moment of utter helplessness, a tear rolled down my cheek. But before I knew it, someone had already wrapped their arms around me. She came in from below, enveloping me in a heavy embrace. Su Wan Ning is genuinely in tears. Her sobs tugged at my heartstrings, making me feel a pang of sorrow. I can't believe how good this feels. I am really sorry. I should have repaired all the roads leading to your home a long time ago. So his job involves carrying bricks. I found myself unable to resist touching the warm body nestled in my arms. Although Su Wan Ning appeared fragile, Her touch was surprisingly strong, but you clearly told me that is not the case. The lines feel soft and plump. Why have you gotten so stiff? The person in my arms tensed up and stared at me. The lips formed a straight line. Babe. I'm crying. Where are you touching? I coughed and quietly tucked my hand behind my back. It's all right. You must be busy with work as well. It is good enough that you care. Being busy at work is no excuse. I'll send someone over to fix it in a few days. So this is why he's selling himself for just 199 yuan. So he was also trying to force a construction project on me. I stepped back, cautiously. How much do I have to spend to fix the road? She seemed a little confused. You don't need to spend anything, sweetheart. If it's free, then it's a charity project. With tears in my eyes, I held her hand tightly. You're such a good person. Thank you for our village. No, I admit, I am quite selfish. She took my hand in a very natural way. She brought it to her lips and gave it a gentle kiss. She kissed it again. I just wanted to make the boy I like smile. For some reason, the customer service of the rental girlfriend called me. They said they didn't see the person. Are you dissatisfied with our service? That honest guy is really nice. Don't judge him just because he is short. He can even reach 1.6 meters when he jumps. You have too high standards. You need to make comparisons to understand what is good. If you put it in the pig pen, it would look great. I didn't catch that. After a long time of questioning, the other party finally responded. Why is it so loud over there? Are you in Las Vegas? I have nothing to chat about with you, city folks. I'm letting off firecrackers in the village. You said, I'm at a casino in Las Vegas. If it weren't for Su Wanning's sake, I would definitely leave a negative review. I set off firecrackers the whole way. Red papers fluttered down all around. Su Wanning was standing there. A few pieces had landed on her black hair. Her delicate features stood out strikingly. I removed that piece from her head, noticing my expression. She seemed a bit down. Xiao Wei. It appears your mom isn't too fond of me. She has done well enough. When I first saw my mom, her eyes were filled with deep affection. His attitude is really quite humble. But the moment I lifted my butt, my mom just knows if I am taking a dump or passing gas. She rolled her eyes. She pulled me aside and said fiercely, Chen Wei, you did this just to mess with me. You could even come up with a fake one. So you are just messing with yourself for your whole life. Huh? How on earth did you see through this? I insisted. It wasn't true. That is my girlfriend. My mom hit me with a hammer. I shared your girlfriend's photo in the group chat. Your brother and sister figured it out. They mentioned your girlfriend is in YSL. Those shoes are Dior. That watch is Vacheron. Constantin. She went on and on. Brands. I don't know. So, I looked up the prices. Can someone like that even belong to the same world as us? Don't let yourself be deceived. My mom averted her gaze. I am counting on you to find someone dependable to marry. Don't go fooling around here. My mom isn't pushing me to get married. She married a guy who was sent to work in the countryside. But he had an inflated sense of self-importance. Eventually, he landed a job in the city. He ended things with her, leaving my mom by herself. He dragged me through countless hardships. He worries I might make the same mistakes again and end up with the same fate as him. I know that I'm doing just fine, and I will encounter wonderful people. I gave her hand a gentle pat. I truly believe I'm worthy of it, so there's no need to cling to that expectation. Accepting happiness that comes from others and settling for it. My older cousin and younger female cousin both returned home for the new year. My grandfather's family consists of 2 sons and 1 daughter. My mom is the youngest and is the least valued. My uncles went to the city early. They left my mom and me in the countryside. They have always regarded us with disdain. Maybe it is because we are seen as the odd ones, the kind of poor relatives that frequently appear in posts. Heaven knows our family has never borrowed a single penny from them. I earned my college tuition by trading farm-fresh eggs, one at a time. My cousin is grinning ear to ear, praising the machine god. Xiao Wei has truly made something of himself. This year, he even brought a girlfriend back home. He truly looks like a promising young man. Second, cousin's mouth twisted a little after she put on lipstick. We really can't hold a candle to Xiao Wei. Working in the city for a few years can lead to marrying into a rich family, being the focus of their gossip. Su Wanning is calmly enjoying her meal. Her posture while holding the bowl is like that. The porcelain bowl used in my grandmother's family for 800 years. What is it like an antique from the Qing dynasty? While eating, I still remember that I am in the car. Handed her a thick stack of documents. I got up and picked up a piece of ribs that I love to eat. It is inconvenient for me to add the baby. Remember to call me the cousin, who was completely ignored. What kind of grievance have my second cousins ever experienced? We are talking to you. Younger sibling, Su Wanning, has finally shown some response. She lifted her gaze slightly and pondered for a moment. In my case, it is among the socialite circles. There probably isn't anyone better off than me. My second cousin couldn't help but be sarcastic. Yeah. How come you are so wealthy? The clothes, shoes, and watch you wear are outrageously expensive. They could easily buy us out. Su Wanning spoke with humility. I just got out of the hospital today, wearing casual attire. She gazed at me with deep affection. I should have known it was He Xiaowei coming back to meet the parents. I would definitely dress to the nines for her performance. It was so lifelike that it made my teeth hurt. I had goosebumps all over. This is what acting is truly about. Even though he looks very honest. But each word hit the enemy right where it hurts. I was over the moon with joy. I filled a glass of wine for him. Cousin is watching us, flaunt our love. I pretended to say I was dead tired from work. Back then, I thought about finding a wealthy family, but that was just a passing thought. I still need to depend on myself. I blinked. I pretended even more. Wow, bro, you're so independent. If I don't, I'll have to depend on my wife. What do I do? All I can do is drive a BMW, lying around with a Rolex. Su Wanning sat quietly, listening to me finish my words. I asked his wife how she felt about it. Babe is really good at managing the household on a budget. They picked all the cheaper options. I still didn't prepare well enough. This is all that a poor person understands about luxury goods. He took my hand under the table. Marrying Xiaowei won't change a thing. It is just that I can offer him greater freedom of choice. Just throw money at whichever path you want to take. The cousin ear couldn't take it anymore. Is Su Wanning really that stuck up? Hey, big sis. Don't you think you're going a bit overboard with the charity? She's practically alive in son-in-law. This comment didn't even remotely insult Su Wanning. On the contrary, he seems to have taken it as a compliment. A smile crept onto his lips. He picked up the dishes again in front of his big cousin and second cousin. They generously piled my bowl with roast duck leg, fish belly, and chicken wings. No reservations whatsoever. It was completely filled to the brim in my bowl. It just feels a little numb. I should probably rest more. I'll be sleeping in my own room tonight. I was just thinking you might want to sleep in the guest room. Then, I noticed my mom standing behind Su Wanning. I felt a sudden jolt in my heart. I spoke before I could think. Oh no. Just sleep with me instead. Dear Su Wanning, after today's operation, my mom is very suspicious and has become skeptical. I can't let all my efforts go to waste tonight. Su Wanning obviously has a strong work ethic and only replied with, okay, and allowed me to lead her away. It wasn't until I returned to the room that I realized she doesn't have a strong work ethic. He is totally wasted. Su Wanning. I waved my hand in front of him. He seems to be a lot more indifferent. That's when he finally grabbed my hand. You could have told me earlier that you can't drink. Why do I end up drinking a glass every time I pour one? She held my hand and rubbed it against her cheek. For some reason, I just started laughing. Why is it so hot? A few buttons on the baby shirt got pulled open. Her face was flushed, with a light pink hue. Her fair skin also glowed with a touch of pink. I found myself swallowing involuntarily as I watched. Why haven't you come up yet? She suddenly gestured with her hand. I simply rolled into the blankets. Su Wanning pulled aside my cotton trousers, woolen pants, thermal underwear, and cotton sweaters. When there was just a thin layer remaining, I started to feel a little anxious. He stared at me for several seconds. I suspect he is feeling dizzy again. After the 1st of September, he gazed at me for a few seconds. He wrapped his arms around my neck and started to talk a lot. In the end, he simply wrapped me up in the blanket. He embraced me, fully. He closed his eyes, feeling very at peace. He even tucked my cold feet in. He tucked them in between her thighs. He must have dozed off. My eyes just had a mini earthquake. I was all set to be swept away against my will. I can't believe they went for pure love. Su Wanning has gotten even clingier. While I was feeding the chickens, he sat on the ground with the chickens, tilting his head and gazing at me. He looked like he wanted to grab the corn kernels from my hand. I cautiously fed the corn to the fat chicken. Su Wanning was staring intently at that chicken. I reminded him that this chicken can't be killed just yet. After the new year, he finally looked at me. His droopy eyelids made him look a bit pitiful. Xiaowei. Am I not better than her? Is it just because I don't have a spot? I almost dropped the corn kernels from the basket in my hand. Competing for attention with a hen. Come on, that is just creepy. At breakfast, my older and younger cousins looked like they saw a ghost. They were secretly betting that my girlfriend wasn't real. My younger cousin accidentally spilled the soy sauce dish all over Su Wan Ning. Oops, I accidentally got your clothes dirty, brother-in-law. No worries. I'll just wash it. Don't be so formal with me. My heart skipped a beat. Isn't this just a way to check if it is real? The atmosphere fell flat when the chopsticks slipped. It wasn't this clumsy. You can just pay me the original price. Aren't you good at recognizing things? Just see how much it is. Su Wan Ning. Pay attention to me at the start. Since we met, he hasn't seen me being this assertive. I kind of feel for him. Working so hard isn't easy. He even specially bought a fake red outfit just to make me look good. If it weren't for me, she wouldn't have to endure such unfairness. Cousin Er smiled awkwardly and said, Xiao Wei, what are you talking about? We're just looking out for your best interests. Worried that you'll end up with some pretentious fraud. Turn into the next Fan Shengmei. The only thing I share with Fan Shengmei is that it is probably just having this bunch of clueless relatives. My girlfriend can pull off anything with style, so you don't have to worry about her. It is all about Su Waning's stunning looks. Even in street market clothes, she still looks like a wealthy young lady. Watch us go head-to-head in a battle of wits at the dinner table. Su Wan Ning gave my finger a gentle tug. I took off my coat and passed it to my cousin. You told me not to be polite. Could you please take it to the dry cleaners for me? If the runway piece isn't cleaned well, I'd like to be compensated 3 times the original price. I thought this 3 times meant something special, like 1 set to wear, 1 to collect, and another as a spare. Eventually, Su Wan Ning said to me, of course, that meant I was going to take advantage of him. Her face, which was honest and obedient, bloomed into a bright, slightly mischievous smile. Who told him he could bully my baby? I took Su Wan Ning back to the city, even though he is the actor I hired. My mom has already considered her like her own child. I had to play along completely. I went to the airport to check out the fat chicken that Su Wan Ning liked the best. After properly butchering the chicken, I went to the fields and gathered a big handful of wild vegetables. I packed some pastries into the bag. I handed it to Su Wan Ning. While I was doing this, Su Wan Ni was right behind me the whole time. When I was butchering the chicken, he helped by handing me the knife and cleaning up. When I was picking wild vegetables, he followed behind with a basket. Every time I glanced at him, the admiration in his eyes would shine brightly. The little star baby is really awesome. People who don't know might think I'm a tissue cat. I felt a bit sad as I saw her off at the village entrance. However, he didn't allow me to call a cab. A luxury car pulled up to where we were. It backed up for quite a while, almost as if it was unsure. It took quite a while for someone to finally get out. Ma'am, please get in the car. Once Su Wan Ning got in, she waved goodbye to me. I flashed a slight smile, all for the sake of my part-time image. He certainly spent a lot to make this happen. I've been busy helping out with the farming at home again. I got so busy over the past few days that I almost forgot. Our business dealings have wrapped up. I opened WeChat and sent him an extra 200. Su Wan Ning hasn't reached out to me in the past few days. It was just that when I got to the city, she casually mentioned needing to go for a follow-up appointment. This hefty sum of 200 obviously caught her attention. A call came in. Su Wan Ning's voice sounded somewhat rushed. We haven't finalized our marriage plans yet. Isn't it a bit inappropriate to give the dowry right now? What kind of dowry are you pretending to have? She hesitated for a moment. Let's just keep our voices down. Since you've already given it, I'll go ahead and pay the betrothal gift. The colleague who just hung up the phone. The family group chat blew up with messages. My second cousin is tagging me like crazy. Chen Wei, your girlfriend's outfit is actually the real deal. Wow. Could you help me apologize to her? How can I possibly make up for this? She playfully shared the photo that was going around the group. The insurance price on the dry cleaning slip is shockingly high. What happened to the promised knockoffs? I suddenly felt faint. Another text message popped up. The girlfriend rental service you bought earlier. This has been canceled because the female guest couldn't get in touch with you. The funds have been returned to your original account. If there was no contact, whose account is Su Wan Ning using? Mr. Su has transferred 200 million to you. You currently have a balance of 200,003,020 in your bank account. Seeing the unexpected 200 million in my bank account left me utterly stunned. Sweetheart, I'm way more beautiful now than I was back then. So, you are interested in meeting my mom. She sent me a picture. The background features a stark white hospital wall that highlights her fair complexion. She's dressed even better than when we first met. Hold on, my heart just skipped a beat. What if she's not the rental girlfriend I hired? So he really is the rich second-generation heir with memory loss. I quickly shot back a response. Aunt. Let me explain. It is all a misunderstanding. I got the person wrong. The person I was supposed to date isn't you. Which just complicates things. The chat window keeps showing that the other person is typing. After a while, I finally saw the ultimatum regarding this mix-up. It doesn't really matter anymore.